Modern medicine and modern conveniences help people to live a longer life, but on today's Silver Lining Show, we want to share how it can also mean quality life. We're starting with a problem many people face as they get older, balance issues. One fall can result in broken bones or worse and take away the freedom to move around freely. At 80 years old, Alice Allen was always on the move until she fell. She realized her balance was off and set out to build back the strength she had lost. Alice joins us along with Jane and Noel Thomas with Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. They can help you delay the need for walkers and wheelchairs and regain confidence on your own 2 feet, just like they did for Alice. Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
A lot of us underestimate a fall. We all take tumbles and falls throughout our lifetime, but it's even more critical as you get older.
Yeah, that's right. You know, would you believe, Deborah, that every 11 seconds a senior goes to the ER because of a fall? Wow. In fact, it is the leading cause of injury deaths in adults over 65. So that makes it a public health concern. And in the month of September, at all of our physical locations, it is Fall Awareness Month. And so it is all about bringing awareness to this very much underserved population.
Yeah, you know, my mother had balance issues and she was on a walker. And then one day she turned around and she lost her balance, fell and broke her arm. They got through the arm and the surgery part, but she couldn't get through this anesthesia part. 3 days later, she passed away. This is one of those things you mentioned, one of the leading fatalities among older folks, but also something that can force them out of their home.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And needing help in the home. All right, one cause of falling, Noel, is vestibular disorders. What are those?
Yes, Deborah. Vestibular system is an internal compass that informs our brain how our body and our head is in relation to space, whether we are tilted to the side, whether we are tilted forward or up, or we are turned to the side. It also informs our brain whether we are stationary or if our body is moving, and at what speed we are in motion.
Yeah.
When there is a problem within this vestibular system, you experience dizziness, or you suddenly notice a change in your balance, which can increase your risk for a fall.
Yeah.
And fall prevention is at the forefront of everything that we do at Physical. It usually affects elderly people, but it can also affect anybody at any age.
Yeah.
And it is a very preventable condition.
And I think several people have had moments like that where it takes your brain a minute to catch up with your body, or your body a minute to catch up with your brain, but by that time you've fallen. But this is highly preventable.
Yes.
All right, Alice. Okay, first of all, let me just say that several of us do not appreciate that we believe that there's been an untruth told here.
What do you mean?
That you are 80 years old.
I am.
No, ma'am. All right. Well, you don't look 80, but you're 80. You love traveling the world. Yes. You're that new senior, the super senior, as we should say. We're living longer today. You want to live quality of life. But what happened with your first fall that got your attention?
Last year, September the 2nd, my husband and I were out of town. I was walking. We had left the hotel. Going back in, I missed a step, and I fell to the left and fell on my left side. From that, I went to the emergency room, came back. 2 days later, I couldn't walk. I was off from work for a while. I went to the doctor. She referred me to physical therapy, and these people are amazing. They've done a fantastic job with me. Yeah. And I'm still waiting to go back.
You're still waiting to go back,
yes.
but we saw you waltz into the studio this morning, because what happens too when you take a fall, sometimes it impacts your confidence.
It does.
And then when it impacts your confidence, as a physical therapist, you know, we start to compensate. And when you compensate, that also throws your balance off.
Yes.
All right. Jane, you have a master's in health education administration at U of H. So making people aware is a big passion of yours. Yeah. Fight the Fall awareness campaign that you talked about. And Noel, you're a physical therapist, hands-on, direct impact. And I think sometimes we leave that physical therapist part out. We think it's a surgery or medication or the option of just sitting still. Physical therapy gets you back up and working.
Right, correct.
Yeah, that's right. You know, both of us have spent our entire careers in healthcare, you know, decades, and we saw all of the good, we saw the bad, and we wanted to create a system, and we were able to do that with Physical of knocking down all the barriers, right? So high quality care, excellent client experience, affordable, accessible to all, and that's what we're doing with Physical. And there are, you know, 600 locations throughout the country. There are 13 owners here in Houston, 15 locations. They all have these unique stories just like us, and we're on a mission to really fight the fall this month.
Yeah, and your services include orthopedic rehab. We know, you know, you can get through a surgery and have like a hip replacement because you broke it because of that fall, right? Or, you know, any other type of orthopedic issue. So you can help people rehab back to the strength of that. You also do pediatrics, but for the sake of today's show, we're talking about seniors, sports rehab, and pelvic therapy as well. But let me back up to how we said, you know, it can be highly preventable, a lot of these falls. How do you deal with balance therapy? Because you have a 99% balance improvement success rate, which is fantastic. Where do you start? And I would imagine it depends on the source of someone's balance issues.
Yeah, at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, we have built our own balance therapy protocol, which help us to identify where the problem is and to isolate that problem and to optimize the system, our balance. It also starts with building an awareness of the fall. So we basically want to prevent the fall before it happens. So as soon as someone starts experiencing some dizziness or experience a loss in their balance, we want them to be seen at our centers, one of our centers.
Yeah, because that way you can improve the mobility, your stability, your flexibility, strengthening the core, lower back. And we hear all this throughout our lifetime, strengthen your core and the whole bit, but even more important as you get older. And that can help keep you off that walker, keep you out of the wheelchair. But you also have state-of-the-art equipment that can help people confidently get through their process.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have different tools at our, in our arsenal to help patients overcome these balance problems. We have force plates that helps to identify the sway in our body. We also have body track systems, virtuality system, which includes a virtual reality environment where the therapist can recreate these challenging environments for them, so they can safely practice the things that they struggle with in their daily life.
All right, Alice, you are back to traveling. What would you say to somebody who has noticed that they're not as sturdy on their feet, but have resorted to just kind of sitting down?
Go to your doctor, get them refer you to physical therapy, this physical therapy, and be motivated.
Yeah.
And don't be a quitter.
Yeah.
Be a go-getter.
Be a go-getter. All right, don't take this sitting down, right? I want to just say that setting up an appointment is easy. When you call and you can ask questions the whole bit, but you'll see somebody within 1 to 3 days. You have direct access, no physician referral is needed, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're very upfront with the pay, and they take most insurance, so don't let that stop you. Fight the fall and make an appointment today at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. They have 15 locations around the greater Houston area. If you call now through the end of September, you'll receive a free balance screening. The number to call is 281-522-1225. Again, that number is 281-522-1225. If you schedule an appointment today, they can get you in as early as 2 business days. You can also visit them online at physical.com/greater-Houston-Texas. By the way, Physical is spelled FYZICAL, kind of more of the phonetical way of spelling it. And I want to look like you when I'm 80. How about that? Okay.